Hi, nice to have you.
How you doing, Nancy?
Hi.
Oh,
We're going to start with you, Artie, if it's okay. And as a co-writer, also, besides directing, tell me about shaping Haley. And I understand it was based on some of your mom's words.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Lots of my mom's words made it into the into the film. First, I'm just gonna first let me just first off say my mom is not a military assassin. She's not, she's we didn't live that kind of life, but absolutely the film was the potential relationship in the film is between this mother and son, and um it really is about sort of that. For me it's a very specific relationship where my mother was a Trinidadian immigrant. She came up to Canada and experienced a lot of discrimination and racism, and she kind of had to form her armor and figure out her way through the world, and she tried to pass that down to us, in various different ways. And then as a young man, I'm sort of bumping against knowing, understanding knowledge, but then wanting my own freedom. So to me, that's a very universal conflict that happens in almost every household. The older generation tries to pass on that knowledge. The younger generation isn't sure they want that knowledge or appreciate it at the time. So I wanted to make a film that was about that, and then project it into a future where, you know, staying out late could mean your death. You know what I mean? So make something thrilling out of that. But yeah, my mom, a lot of what my mom did, having us do book reports because she didn't trust institutions to teach us, so she wanted to learn our history. That's directly from my mom, so a lot of that stuff worked its way into the film.
Wow. Where's your mom?
She came to the film. She's like, I really like this film, but I don't know if you're paying a tribute to me making us all killers and stuff. So I was like, oh, Mom, it's not us.
It's a film, after
Yeah,
all.
yeah.
And for you, Lena, Michael, we got to see you both in 1923, where your characters are survival mode, because of life back then. And here we get to see you also in survival mode, but you guys are kicking ass. Can we talk a little bit about your preparation for it? We can start with you, Lena.
I was very excited. I was so excited. I read the script and immediately when I was reading, I was like, oh, I really hope Michael Greyeyes who plays Galen. Um, and Amina, who plays Tiona in 1923, I was texting her. And I was like, I just got this script and I'm obsessed with it. I love it. And when I found out that I got it, and when I found out that Michael was playing Galen, boom, I was like, this is going to be something different, something amazing. And I think the biggest stark contrast between the two roles was 1923 was very static. It was very much like the characters were to stand still, at least mine, and take fake beatings. But for this one, I got to kind of step into the power, step into the character, be very physical with it. Yeah, learn how to shoot a gun, learn how to disassemble and reassemble pistols in under 30 seconds. I was doing all these things and it was so much fun to, yeah, just step into this power and be able to fight and tell a different story.
Michael?
absolutely. I agree. The in 1923, my character was sort of a person who lived in isolation, and Galen is the opposite of that. He's found family. Like he brought his firstborn, Rain, to the Freeman farm to form this new family with Haley, and her kids, and then she and I had children together, and so it's this beautiful blended family. Again, so opposite of that other story. And what I love about what RT and Glenn did is this is a blended family that the kind of dysfunction that is often layered onto our relationships and families in movies about our communities separately is absent. This is actually an incredibly happy family. Sure, there are tensions within it, but we are successful and we're powerful. We're successful in a world where prowess and knowledge is really valued. And so the power of the family was something that was really exciting for me to lean into, and build my performance around.
RT, going back with you, can you tell me about the title 40 acres and how means it's like a warning? Can you
Mm.
emphasize on that?
Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting. I'd love to hear your perspective on that. I'll tell you what I think. You know, for me, the film refers to the unbroken promise that was made to enslaved people of African descent, in terms of like that they would get land after slavery ended, and of course, we know that didn't happen, and it pays tribute to those that escaped during slavery times, came up through the Underground Railroad and landed in Canada, where they were able to essentially grab their 40 acres and make their own space for their families. And that's the story that's told, that Haley tells Manny, you know, as he's sort of, as many young people do, don't understand what their history is or what their families have gone through. So, you know, Haley tells him that story. And so it's a reference to, it pays tribute to that journey that a lot of African Americans made up through the Underground Railroad to that. But it's also sort of a metaphor for, in life, there may be promises, but you have to get them yourself. You may not get what you think you deserve, so you have to procure it yourself. And that's exactly what the family has done in this story. Over the years, they've fortified this farm. It's theirs, and they're not letting anybody take it. So that's what it means to me. I'm interested in your perspective.
You know what? I'm gonna have to write it in the article.
All right, all good. I love it.
Thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Nancy.
Welcome.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.